Gucci. And we're going to be departing Rodeo Drive. As we look down, see the happy tourists. Happy tourists down here in front of Man's Chinese Theater. We're getting pictures of the stars. Casey Kassan. There's Lois Wilson. Of course, my favorite. Tito Puente. There's Judy Garland. Bob Hope. From the Man's Chinese Theater here on Hollywood Boulevard. Beautiful downtown Los Angeles. Famous Man's Chinese Theater on Hollywood Boulevard. In downtown Los Angeles. Man's Chinese Theater, we see the footprints of R2-D2 and C-3PO and the famous Darth Vader footprints. And downtown Hollywood, there's Big Mike taking a picture of the sign that says Hollywood. Beautiful downtown Hollywood. We're standing in the middle of a slum down here. See, you can rent street corners. Kathy and Michael taking a walk out to the Pacific Ocean in a little town called Redondo Beach, California. There's the Pacific Ocean out there. You're walking along the breakwater. There are sailing boats that leave here daily to go out and look for whales as the whales swim north on the way back to Alaska after the mating season in Mexico. The scenery here is really gorgeous. Just look up the hill at the townhouses. The trip to the Tonga is 777 brands of imported beer. It doesn't get any better than this, guys. Two of the Griswold family vacation here. Sees us at the San Diego Zoo. And there's the happy vacationers. They're taking pictures of Dad. Isn't that exciting? Two huge elephants guard the entrance to the zoo.
A few words of caution as we get underway together. Parents' deaths of humans in Africa. A rather strange form of behavior, and that is that they are herbivorous. They eat only plant life. One of the plants upon which they feed, the plant itself that is, it goes through its life cycle every 7 years. At the end of the 7th year, the plant goes to seed. When it does, it becomes toxic or poisonous. The bongos don't know any better. They eat 1,600 years of artwork throughout the Orient. The next creature behind their eyes. Seal are very awkward and very slow out of the water. It is the sealing that does all the stunts and tricks in what you would call a seal act. These are pinnipeds. They have the ability to take their hind flipper, fold it under their body, and propel themselves on land. We're going to be back today in 1991. We call those Iranian leopards. They are at home in the trees. Look up to the left. Look at this beautiful. Keep looking up to the left now. You should be able to see a little guy walking along the top bar. These are Siamangs, the largest species of the gibbons. They are primates, as are monkeys, but these are not monkeys. They're apes. Notice, if you can, the absence of a tail. The male and the female are in the back. They have already developed a tight bond. That is, they are already exhibiting fidelity to one another. They will do so throughout their entire life. Man's greatest effort at jumping from one area to the next without any assistance, that is by himself, is about 30 feet. Siamings, as they get moving through the branches, their observed jump from one branch to the next is upwards of 40 feet. That's an incredible jump, what you call a leap of faith. Up to the rivers once found in the Middle East and across the European continent. Cat in the Western Hemisphere, once found as far north as Palm Springs, now found throughout the Amazon of South America into eastern Ecuador and Brazil. The higher you go in the Andes of South America, the more likely you will be to encounter the black jaguar, or the melanistic phase. Okay, you notice now, I heard a comment, he's following the kid. That's right. The cat would pick up on something that's small. Here's another wild thing. Look up to the left. Here is an East African warthog. Notice the tusks from Sudan, Tanzania, and into Somalia.
Warthog, I guess that's why they...
Cat family. Here is an African hunting dog. We'll tell you a little short story here to try to illustrate the behavior of this dog. And there is a behavior in domesticated dogs that's related to the behavior of this dog. As an example, a couple months ago, my wife and I are pre-digested protein. It's a big fest. This next animal is one of my favorite in terms of its majestic appearance. This is a Dall's sheep. The male is resting down there by that pole. He's been beating on that for the last couple of weeks. He's already broke one in two. The females above him are called E-W-E.
This picture for Butch here. Okay, Butch, for all you do, this one's for you.
Do you want an ice cream?
We're looking at the flamingos here at the San Diego Zoo. Very peaceful. Yes, I want an ice cream too. They're happy tourist. Let's get a picture of the happy tourist here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh,
I'm going for an ice cream now.
the happy tourist is going to go get her husband an ice cream. Here's the other happy tourist. These are pygmy hippopotamus. They're about 1/8 the size of a regular hippopotamus. Hippopotamus is the most dangerous animal. They kill more people than any other animal known to man. And here we see the tapir, which is a giant rodent.
It's a giant rodent?
But I don't think...
Okay, the condors are the largest flying birds in the world with a wingspan of about 11 feet. Their weight can exceed 35 pounds. Sexes are similar in colors, but males have a fleshy comb on the top of their head. I think that one on the right there is the male. They were once common along the west coast of South America, but they're now rare in many areas. They nest in a cave or a cliff, normally laying only one egg every year. Incubation is approximately 55 days. Young are dependent upon their adults.
Well, here at the San Diego Zoo, and taking a picture of the foliage here. I think that this is absolutely beautiful here.
That's where we're going next, up there.
Flowers and different kinds of shrubbery from all over the world. It's just absolutely gorgeous here. Just kind of clearing the area. A couple of sharp-eyed tourists there get them out of the picture. First, we'll try to get them into the picture as we close in on them. There's like a couple of South Floridian tourists coming here, cruising their asses off in San Diego, but it is beautiful here.
This is the
Certainly
harpy eagle, Fred.
A lot more beautiful than...
Come over here and I'll tell you about it.
Certainly, this is a lot more beautiful than Los Angeles. There's an eagle.
This one here, it's called the harpy eagle.
This is the harpy eagle.
And it's the world's most powerful bird of prey. It glides and dodges through the forest canopy, snatching monkeys and other large prey from the tree crowns. Its name comes from the high-pitched call. This wail recalls the harpy of Greece myth, an evil half-woman, half bird.
That's
me.
it. That's
Is that
evil.
me?
Yeah, that's half woman, half bird. Well, you're
Even today, the
half
word,
wit, so that's
even
something.
The word harpy means shrewish woman.
Yeah. That's my darling. Yeah, that's the happy tourist. To give you some idea, that bird is about the size of Michael. It's absolutely a huge bird. Picture of bison. Bison, which are like the animals that roam in North America, are different from buffaloes, which buffaloes range in Africa. Over here, coming into the picture, we have wild boar. And this is about the ugliest looking four-legged pig I've ever seen, although I've seen a couple of two-legged pigs that look just like that. A wild animal, I don't know, it's some kind of deer or something. There's some other ugly looking things there. Let's just stand still for the camera there. These tourists up the hill here hear me huffing and puffing. We're going up about a 90-degree hill to get into the part that goes across the park, and we'll be taking some aerial photographs from that in a few minutes. Of the North American wood bison, which were almost made extinct by people like Buffalo Bill and other ecologists of their day who slaughtered these poor animals. However, they're now back in large quantities due to conservation measures. And of course I'm standing downwind, and they really stink. Approaching the sky ride, and if you look over to the east here and get a picture of this beautiful tower, I think this is where Kathy spent the night last night. As we're getting along the sky rail here, the San Diego Municipal Code prohibits spitting from the sky ride. That's the only sign written in English. You can see all the other signs here in Spanish. There we go, outside the San Diego Zoo. Here in the sky rail, or the sky thing or something.
Look over this side now, Fred.
There's some wild horses.
Going around is one of those San Diego type wild animals. San Diego cat, I guess it is. I'm looking down there at the San Diego people, and that's really neat. Getting a close-up of Michael's ear. I'm looking at the sky ride here, and I'm thinking back to the times. The first sky ride I think I ever took
Oh,
was
look at that pretty pink
was
building
in
over there.
first sky ride I think we ever took was 6 Gun Territory. The guy was just asking how many people fill up the cart, and I thought, well, gee, we used to put 6 in, because that was before Michael came on the scene. It's so beautiful up there. Oh, we're getting a close-up of the bar right in front of the camera here. Looking ahead.
Look down over there, that's pretty. Oh, you got the pole. This way, that way. That way, that way. See the bus? We were on that bus. That's us down there.
Yes, there's the bus. Oh God, these are beautiful pictures. I'm taking pictures of Sandy O'Reilly was here. She could take these pictures. I got pictures of.
Oh, look, there's a dome church, Fred.
There's the First Baptist Church of West San Diego. You heard the chimes before. Try to make it there Easter Sunday, but we're going to be in San Francisco. But hey, that is a beautiful Baptist church.
Look straight down, Fred.
And then again, maybe it's Greek Orthodox.
Straight down.
It's beautiful though.
Straight down. See the moat here?
I'm looking straight down.
Down.
Looking straight down. I'm getting sick, and there's no bathroom on it.
Don't lose the camera. Don't drop the
There's
camera.
no. What the hell? I got pictures of the roof. We
Oh,
are
look at
pretty
the
high.
airplane.
Look at the airplane looking below us.
Hi. That's us.
That's us in the airplane. Isn't it
U.S.
beautiful?
here. It's U.S. here.
3,000 miles across the country to see a goddamn
Look
airplane.
straight down. Look at straight
Looking
down.
straight
look
down
at
below us, we
straight
see
down.
the
We
airy,
can see that. We didn't go
place
there
where
yet. Where is
that's
that?
where the birds live. And
No, I don't want to see no birds.
beautiful
Oh,
picture.
look straight down, Freddie. Look at
I'm not looking straight down. I'll hold the camera out that way. What is down there?
I don't know.
I don't know what it is, but it's beautiful. Okay.
Okay.
Everybody's leaning on my side. Please lean over the other side, please. Jesus Christ, we're shaking.
Oh, look at that. We didn't go over there.
Okay, we're going to get another picture over here. Standing on a corner of Beach and 7th Street in downtown San Diego, just looking down out over the bay there. It's absolutely gorgeous here. It's the most beautiful city I've ever seen. It's just water everywhere. As we walk out here and then turn down 7th Street and look out further, it is just a beautiful city here. A little further here along Beach Street, I got a picture of a building under construction. I want Uncle Bernie to see that the ductwork is in and everything seems to be. This is the San Diego County Administration Building. It's one big, beautiful building. And they did tie yellow ribbon. As we look across from the San Diego building, we look out over the bay here. Now we see all the sailboats and different ships out there. This has got to be the most beautiful spot in the country. A sunset view of the bay in San Diego. It is absolutely gorgeous here. And overlooking the houses on the hills. Big fishing boat that just pulled in, loading up its nets. Yellow ribbons on the trees here. Just beautiful countryside. And coming back here we see Berkeley, which was a boat that was used to ferry back and forth between San Diego and Oakland. Parked next to that we see the mast of the schooner, the Sea of India, or the Jewel of India. This is about a 130-year-old schooner and the oldest boat still afloat. It's been around the world 21 times. It's probably never going to go around again after I get on board. Big thing I've ever seen, we have a cruise ship taking off, leaving the port of San Diego, getting a salute from all the small ships in the harbor. They're firing fireworks and cannons into the air. It's really quite a scene. Looking from the top deck of the Star of India, the oldest floating craft still in existence. And it is just a beautiful old wooden ship with big sail. Very big sail. A couple of tourists in our picture here. Step back, tourists, as we're looking in the background here at the...
You're gonna back right up into the Star of India, only there's a little space in between the dock and the boat.
Yeah, we'll get a picture of the skyline here, looking up from the Star of India. Some of the beautiful skyline of San Diego.
Here comes a big airplane. Look at this. Where did it go?
I don't know where the big airplane is, Kathy. We lost the big airplane. There's the administration building. We look down.
Did you get it?
I don't see any airplane.
This way, he's over the ships and there he is.
Oh, there goes. Oh, yeah, there's an airplane. Like we've never seen. We drove 3,000 miles to see an airplane. I need one raspberry. Raspberry what?
I don't know what mine.
You got raspberry yogurt? Kathy, all I have is raspberry toppings. What kind of yogurt do you want?
Oh, vanilla with raspberry.
Vanilla with raspberry. Small.
Here's Michael. Here's Anthony's. Anthony's is like the most expensive place in the world to eat.
All we do is spend money. Yay! We just saw it going in. More of the skyline of San Diego. Some of the buildings, looking at it from the San Diego Pier all the way down to Marriott Hotel. And there's the Marriott Hotel. The schooner, the Invader, which we were supposed to go out and go whale watching on, but the whale watching is ended for this time of the year. A couple of tourists who didn't see the sign that says nobody allowed down here until after the passengers depart, and so they're kind of standing down there not able to get on the boat until all the passengers get off. However, I'm up here taking pictures of them, and I'm going to get yelled at when I get down there. But hey, maybe to let them drive the boat. Wave to us, happy tourists. Can you wave to us, happy tourists? There we are. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, happy tourists. How about the boat people? They want to wave to us? San Diego as we're heading towards Coronado. Aboard the ship there. There's a U.S. Navy vessel here. I'm bouncing all over the boat. And as we more of the skyline, look at the beautiful bridge which goes between Coronado and San Diego. Out near Coronado is the ship that Uncle Jimmy was stationed on back in the old Vietnam era. He'd get on that ship every once in a while and take the garbage out and dump it. That sea duty paid for that, which wasn't a bad deal. Looks like there's planes on board that little boat. It isn't really that little. Nice view of the water there. Top of the Marriott Hotel. It's a semicircle type of building, everything they were looking today. And then there's a symbol, many symbols we see in the background. If you can see them in the mountains, some of the other structures. It's beautiful scene. South Florida tourist. Phew, boy, I thought we lost Mike's hat. We're a little panicky there. I do love that boy, but he does give us a fright once in a while. We're just going to feel a little bit of Kevin in him. It's here, flat lands, the oceans white with foam. I guess I know what Pete Smith was singing about, huh? One beautiful place.
Slowing down.
I think that's the famous Coronado Hotel. Either that or it's the house that Kathy wants me to buy her as soon as I hit the lotto. Been corrected. That's just a condominium. That's not the Coronado Hotel. Coronado Hotel's on the other side of the island.
Oh, great.
But it's a nice condominium. We'll buy them all.
Offshore to the right are the Coronado Islands that belong to Mexico.
There's an actual
City of Coronado was actually named after Hotel del Coronado. While he was here, he played tennis. One of the local players was Mr. The hotel put signs up.
Coronado. The Hotel del Coronado. Original electric lights were put in here by Thomas Edison himself. At a time when gas lights were being used all over the country, they had to put signs up to advise the people that this place was absolutely safe. The Duchess of Windsor has stayed here along with many other celebrities. Kind of difficult to get a picture here. We missed it coming in from the front side. It's a beautiful old hotel.
Look at the clock. See the clock? What's it there? That's an old clock. Can you get a picture of the clock? Back there.
Farmers Market in Los Angeles. It's a place where there's about 150 or 160 different shops, mostly selling fresh fruits and vegetables. And people from all over come here to shop. Similar to the Sunrise flea market, only much smaller. Full of tourists enjoying the flea market. Back of the farmers market, I see the CBS television studio building. Today is Sunday and there's no tours or anything going through the building. Just pan a little further to the west, we saw some happy tourists to come into Universal Studios.
Nice job, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for Miami Vice stunt team? Thank you. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Miami Vice Action Spectacular. My name is Miles O'Brien, and I'm the director. As I take you behind the scenes to see stunts and special effects we film for hit shows just like Miami Vice. Now, you're going to be seeing a lot of stunts today, but you have to realize that we shoot a movie one scene at a time. There's only one way down, Pete. So here we go. Make it look painful. And action! Pete! Well, not what I had in mind, but give him a big round of applause anyway.
Photographs of the little boy. And there's her little boy, smiling up at the camera. She looked out over from Universal Studios downtown.
My side, which is off to your right, and the driver's side, which is off to your left. Well, let's give it a try right now. Everyone. My side, you'll get a great panoramic shot of all of our sets in the background there, so make sure you keep the cameras on. Lori, you're not going on the bridge, are you? Folks. Lori's practicing her stunt driving today. This down to York Street. It's been seen as Los Angeles from the movie Earthquake. Old Chicago from The Sting. It's the blues. And you might also recognize this from Michael Jackson Moonwalker video. He used all the streets here at Universal's backlot. Well, I hope you all brought your passports today. The
Back to the future.
But take a look at the famous courthouse round. Had to harness the bolt of lightning which sent Marty McFly hurling back to the future. Look out, it's King Kong! He's got on the bridge. Oh no, he's... Hey, we need you all to remain seated for your... in this area. In fact, track production they're working on right now is, they don't tell us closed set productions. But I do know a little bit about the building. This is a very unique set. Whoa! Nothing to worry about, folks. One of those California tremors, we get them all the time. Now, as I was saying, this is a very unique set. Uh-oh. Oh, no, folks. We're an earthquake! Don't panic! George, get off the water. If it's a good time to get off the water, now is that time, George. Uh-oh, George, he went underwater. George, the shark's underwater. George, look out! George, the shark's moving. He's got your boat, George, look out! Oh, boy, George had guts, and look, there they are. Ew. You know, we've been trying to catch that darn shark for several weeks. We've tied some bait to that yellow buoy in the center. You'll see. Chance of rain today. You know, here in Los Angeles, we don't get much rain, but sometimes when it rains real hard like this, we have to know to get the occasional flash flood. Uh-oh. Oh, in a minute, it's happening, folks. Oh, no, look out, we're getting a flash flood. Hold on. The third caution right for you guys, look out. One of the trees falling over. A little smaller than a real house. It's because it is. It's actually built on a 7/8 scale. That way when Anthony Perkins was standing out front, it made him look bigger and more ominous. And right now we are taking around the front of the Psycho House and the Bates Motel, so keep the cameras off to my side. Perkins walked down. We like to call it our psychopath. The highest portion of our tour, and it was so cold last night. Front is flashing danger, so sit back and relax. Uh-oh, it's flashing. If you feel dizzy, close your eyes. Well, folks, it looks like they're doing some unscheduled filming here. We'll go around back and out of their way and let finish out my work. Uh-oh. I don't like the sound of this. Oh, no. Look out back there! Uh-oh, folks. We're being captured by a large Cylon battle cruiser. You might want to keep your cameras out with your flashes ready. We might need those pictures later for evidence. Now, they've always warned me. They said if we ever get captured by the...
And he's really going to blow it.
We don't have tickets yet, but Kathy's excited about going up there to Hearst Castle. Hearst Castle from the bus boarding. airport tourist going up the steps to the Hearst Castle. This is the view from Hearst Castle overlooking the Pacific. This is the Hearst swimming pool. It's a little bit bigger than mine. It's all marble. And it is huge. And there's a couple. Oh, there's some happy tourists right there. This is the Hearst Gardens from the guest house that we just came out of. It's absolutely gorgeous here. So it makes me homesick for Pembroke Pines. Out overlooking the Pacific Ocean. This is a view of the Pacific from another area at the Hearst Castle. Mountains.
Let me just get in front of the camera.
And there's a little lady that wants to buy the place.
Oh.
One of the towers at the Hearst Castle. It's the bells in the tower there. And looking over at the beautiful woodwork all around me. Porch up there, that whole area overlooks the Pacific Ocean.
Structure is about 75,000 square feet. Has in excess of 115 rooms in it. You're going to find right around 38, 39, 40 bedrooms, depending on how you want to count rooms. You're going to find right around 14 sitting rooms.
Although this building looks like it's made out of stone, it's actually poured concrete with a stone front.
That's made out of teak. And that's done
And those are the
Spanish
bells that Hearst gave himself for his birthday. It's 36 of them. This entire building is 7,500 square feet.
There's even two libraries in the building. One you might call the public library, and the one would be his private collector's.
Has 40 bathrooms, 100 rooms.
More questions, comments?
Where is the coffee room?
The coffee room?
Weather vanes on top of each tower, 8 feet long. Patio from the Hearst Castle. Beautiful view of the mountains. Magnificent oak trees on the property. They're all around the property. I think it's the Hearst living room.
About 8 o'clock,
Do you see the Hearst living room?
meet the other guests, talk to them, maybe find out what they've been doing during the day here, 'cause there's lots of stuff to do here during the day, including watch all the zoo animals in the first zoo. And then you start waiting for Mr. Hearst, and hopefully Mr. Hearst wouldn't be having problems with a newspaper or something that would keep him upstairs. So hopefully he can come down here at sometime around 9, and not around 10 or 11 like he did on occasion. And then you could all go into the
people that came for lunch here. Looked like a couple of Florida tourists.
One of the best communication systems in place here.
Here we got a fireplace. I heated this room. It's a gorgeous fireplace. And big. Still in the dining room here. Rare pattern down the wall. That like to play billiards and none of them big enough. This room was big enough for 2 billiard tables. Before it's an indoor swimming pool. It's a glass line swimming pool. Diving board. I'm gonna jump into the pool from that. This is absolutely a gorgeous place. As George Bernard Shaw said, it's coming down the hill from the Hearst Castle. Just overlooking some of the scenery. The mountains surrounding the Hearst Castle. And looking out towards the Pacific Ocean.
Look down there, Fred. Look down there.
Down in the valley. Seeing there, town down below. Winding road that takes us down towards the street, the driveway. Middle of the mountainside along Highway 1, just north of the Hearst Castle. As we're panning the area and coming out over the Pacific to the beautiful lighthouse. It sits there in the distance. Picture overlooking the Pacific.
It is incredible. It is so. Don't even go too close. Let me just pass the picture. Oh. I don't think it's fun. Right? Oh, it's so beautiful. I can't believe it. It's nice. Very nice. And I'll take a picture of you. I'm taking a picture of me. Oh, you're going to stay there.
If you look along Highway 1, and it comes through the mountains here, look down and see this babbling brook down here. And that babbling brook is fed by this beautiful waterfall coming down the mountain. Gorgeous white water running down the hill here. Very beautiful scene. I see a couple of South Florida vacationers here enjoying the scenery. Mike is taking a picture of his mama.
Did you take a picture of that? Did you take a picture of that road that you let me drive down, friend? He let me drive down. He screamed all the way. Wow.
Clouds just rising above the tops of the mountains as we're driving on US 1 heading towards Carmel and Monterey. There overlooking the ocean. Pass through the big Surf Forest. We're just north of it here on US 1, looking back south towards Big Sur. I'm looking out and watching the sun reflect off the Pacific. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, still a while before sunset, but it's very beautiful looking out. About 100 yards further north than the last scene. This is just absolutely breathtaking. The water is so blue and beautiful. There's cows down here.
What? Oh, that's what those big flocks are.
That's more of Highway 1. There's the cows. That must be a great life. Just sitting here all day looking at the ocean. And the beautiful mountainsides. Some seals at Pebble Beach. All out there in the water and on the rocks up there. This is a long 17-mile drive. Couple of Florida tourists watching the sea lions out on the distant rocks. Enjoying a nice warm California sunshine under 40-degree weather. Those are birds up on the top of the rocks, and then as you look, the whole side of the rock there is covered with sea lions. Barking. Trying to keep you up. A little bit different view of the sea lions. Yeah, I saw those waves.
Look at me now. That's it. Back up. Look at them.
There's a tourist. These guys really look like tourists. They're really embarrassing me.
Come in here. That's good. All right, now hang in there for a big wave. Look at me, Umpa. Stay looking at me. If I see a big wave, we're taking it.
Beautiful spot here from Lookout Point,
What, Joe?
Pebble Beach.
Lookout Point.
The mountains and the waves and the
Well, hon, we should just go on up to San Francisco now. We'll go along the ocean. It's gotta be pretty similar,
little
huh?
house overlooking the ocean.
Can you see over the fence?
Not a bad view at all. Along the 17-mile drive.
Mom, it's like a stream down.
Looking for a place to build a house here. It's just beautiful. Yellow brick road right out to the ocean. So you overlook the Pacific from up atop a hill. Look down at the big cypress trees. And of course out over the ocean.
Okay, you want me back up? Okay, you want me back up?
And of course we have to get this Florida tourist here. It's going to fall down the hill.
You want me back up?
No, don't back up.
Mom,
entrance to Famous Fisherman's Wharf, overlooking the San Francisco Bay. And to the right a little bit, we have famous island of Alcatraz. And there's them swimming across that bay there. A little bit of the San Francisco skyline from Pier 39. Kevin's home away from home. The Rock. In case you want a piece of the rock.
Macaroni. Always like me. I can get you in that picture over there. I don't know why I took a picture of that. Did you show them?
This is a sign painted on the entrance to Alcatraz, Indian Land. It stands for the name that was given to this when a bunch of Indians claimed this land, tried to start living here in 1963 after the jail closed.
Back then, it caused this to become obsolete almost as soon as it's completed. What? I'm sorry, I can't.
Electric chair.
The electric chair, that? No. We'll tie that in. We will talk about that, though, when we get up to our penitentiary stop. That does have some bearing on the history of Alcatraz. Okay, I'll give you a hint. In fact, I'll give you the answer. It's the rifled cannon. Now, as a result of the fact, during the Civil War, they had two brick-style forts that were destroyed by rifled cannon. That was Fort Pulaski and Fort Sumter. They were brick-style forts like Alcatraz, so no longer is this an effective means of defense. These are all smoothbore cannon, very inaccurate. They're also not very good using these old cannonballs sinking the new ironclad ships. So it becomes obsolete almost as soon as it's built. And it begins to evolve into that island of incarceration. The brickwork that you see on this little white building right here that extends all the way out to where we're sitting here is the foundation of the first prison on Alcatraz. And that stood in about 3 tiers. Had tiny little metal grates in the backs of their cells, solid wooden doors, a little bit of ventilation on the top of the door, a little on the bottom, overcrowded, chamber pots, one little potbelly stove in that prison to heat it up. Not a pleasant place to do time. Okay, so this is the first prison built here on Alcatraz, the lower prison. And now this island, we talked about the fact that it had no vegetation on it. Why build a prison out here? Why choose Alcatraz Island as the site of the nation's first long-term military prison? Of all the places we could have built.
Because the current and the temperature of water would make it almost impossible to see.
Excellent, that's right. It's almost escape-proof. Now what happens is this water is between 45 and 55 degrees, so that's bone-chilling water out there. And because of these currents, now this is 65 miles a bay end to end, the tide rises and falls twice a day. As a result of that, it creates currents that go in and out twice a day. They'll top out at about here.
Hi.
Here's a
Oh, show them the bridge you bought me for my anniversary gift.
here's a
Over here.
picture of San Francisco from Alcatraz. Gorgeous picture. Oh, there's a gorgeous tourist and her little son. And going see the Golden Gate Bridge. Spans the bay. Alcatraz. This is what they call Broadway. Clock down there at the end of the room. That's the area they call Times Square. And there's a couple of prisoners. All the prisoners had to walk on these catwalks. And then down at the end of the hallway, running the length of the rooms were these armed camps where the guards would stay. And they had 2 tiers where the guards would stay there with their rifles in case anybody acted up, they could shoot them from there. There were no locks on the jail cells. All these cells were operated electronically, and no door locks at all. In 1963, a prisoner named Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers managed to dig out with spoons the area around the grates in their thing. Behind the wall was a vent system. They crawled through that vent, climbed up to the ceiling, walked along the ceiling, slipped down a drain pipe, and swam the island just about a mile and a half north of here.
Angel Island?
A place called Angel Island. They were wearing homemade life preservers to help them swim through the currents. Persons procuring or concealing escape of prisoners are subject to prosecution. Welcome to the Rock. This is a scene of some of the old buildings at Fisherman's Wharf.
Look at that's done. We're just narrating commentary here. Look at Alcatraz over there. Hi. Notice the winter coat.
Yeah, well, this is March 27th. March 27th, and it's a little warmer. We're going to see a couple of beauties here for you, Kevin. The San Francisco skyline at night from Pier 39. You can hear the sea lions beneath me. It must be 2-3. A little bit warmer today. It must be in the mid-50s. And we get this archway here at the Learning Center. Beautiful. And the fountains over here. Very pretty. It's interesting that all the statues are facing in. The hills and the minimal amount of traffic in San Francisco for a relatively big city. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon downtown. You can see very little traffic and very steep hill. I'm standing right in the middle of the street. There's nothing coming except this UPS truck. Very little traffic on the street. And the sign, I wonder why it says that. Here comes a tourist down this crooked street. This is a view of beautiful Lake Tahoe, the snow-covered mountains. In the background, the beautiful two-tone water here changing colors out there. There's a couple of tourists enjoying the snow. Can't believe this is our spring vacation, day before Easter. But it's breathtaking beauty here. It's easy to see why everybody wants to come to Lake Tahoe if they can afford it. Park right here in a no parking area, but some things just have to be done for artistic beauty. And here's our beautiful tourist. Beautiful snow-capped mountains here. Beautiful, beautiful tourist.
Come on, I want to take your picture in front of the mountains. Let's make believe we're having a good time. Come on.
We're gonna fake it here. Freezing our buns off in the middle of Easter. Many waterfalls at Yosemite National Park. Beautiful mountains. Just driving through the redwood forest here. Those trees just go on up.
Go closer, go closer. They will not escape.
This is Mike getting a picture of some deer at Yosemite. Deer down here at the water hole getting a drink. View of the mountain is somewhere straight up, and looking up you can see the water coming down.